Hello viewers, it's Zero, and I'm back after a month of not really posting any commentaries. Sorry about that. I had school and work and all that stuff to do, if I don't do those things, well, the money doesn't come in, and I need money, because without money, can't afford nice things, and I really do want nice things. Yeah. So, that doesn't mean though I haven't been playing games, I've been posting a few gameplay videos, short little clips of gameplay that I've I posted those like way like at midnight, because that's really, for the past month or two, that's really all the time I've had to play games, just playing in the middle of the night after I finish my homework or something, because just too busy. But thankfully now I am on winter break, so I do have a time to breathe without people telling me to code this or write this essay or yada yada. So just recently I just found a new game to play. Actually, I've known about this game for about the past 3 months or so, but a friend of mine, Delementary, he started posting about it on Twitter again, and I decided to look into it. And the game is called Reflex. I've been having lots of fun with this game, actually. It's a good take on the old school arena shooters. Again, it's flaunting the saying back to the 90s of when arena shooters were really the thing back in those times. And I have to say, this game plays really well. It's really well designed. Simple, very simple, but simple is good in these kinds of games. And that's really what I like in lots of games, just to be simple. I don't want to be like having to press a whole bunch of buttons. For arena shooter though. For arena shooter, I like it when things are simple. Other games, I don't mind it if they're complex or not. Like the military shooter, fine, be complex. Have me press this button to do that, or that other button to do this. But in games like these, definitely simple is better. It's actually one of the things I like about Halo, because it was simple back then. Now, not so simple. But yeah, so I'll be playing this game in this commentary right here. Excuse the little physics CPU thing in the corner. I was screwing around with my graphics options. For some odd reason, G-Sync wasn't working after I updated my video drivers, of course. But yeah, but it's there. Anyways, it does look kind of cool though. Physics CPU. But yeah, so I've been playing this game a lot. It's really fast paced, and trust me, in this gameplay I suck a lot. Like, I can barely aim sometimes, because arena shooters, you really have to get used to the depth that these type of games have. And you have to get used to the weapons. What circumstances you have to use the weapons in. How to use them. Then you have to know the maps too. Right now the maps are pretty simple. There's not a lot of texture on the maps. They're really bare bones, lots of them, but that's okay. This is the art style of the game I think that they're going for right now. Lots of things are still incomplete. And yeah, by the way, this game is in Greenlight, Steam Greenlight, but I do recommend picking it up if you want to try it out. It's only about $5 at the moment, and $5 really is a steal. And I believe normally it would be $10, but even then, it's still pretty low compared to a $60 game, AAA game. It's well worth your money, and if you don't end up liking it, you could always do a Steam refund. That's fully in effect right now. But yeah, the other night I was playing this game with Delementary, and I was having a lot of fun. We managed to try out a few modes. We tried out free-for-all and 2v2s. Free-for-all is a bit hectic. In this gameplay right now, I'm playing free-for-all, and there's just people everywhere just trying to frag each other with lasers, rockets. And actually right now there is a good amount of people in this game, about 6, which I think is a good sweet spot for FFA, just so things aren't too chaotic. With 6 players, individuality can really pop out. But in other free-for-all games I was playing, there's like about 8 players, or maybe 10 or 9. I'm not sure what was the limit, but yeah, there was far too many players on the map, and I was just constantly dying, getting blown up, especially on spawn. Yeah. And then the other game mode, 2v2s. Now 2v2s was actually quite interesting. It had an interesting take on it. For starters, the players started with all the weapons. You had a full loadout of every single weapon. There was no on-map pickups or anything from what I remember. So you have all the weapons, and that's about it, I believe. Oh yeah, and you started with full armor and full health. So pretty much you're fat stacked, by all means. And from then it was just, you know, your gun skill and your knowledge of the map. And actually knowledge of the map proved to be a very big thing in the 2v2, because really you had to make plays with your partner to force your enemies into a certain position, or yeah, you had to like corner them or force them in certain parts of the map so you could get your advantage that way, which I found was actually, you know, very excellent in terms of gameplay and, you know, thinking of strategies and all that. It actually reminded me of Halo 2v2s, because in 2v2s, aside from, you know, there being on-map pickups and things like that, lots of it was based on, you know, forcing your opponents into different parts of the map or trying to get the edge using the map. And in this case, again, I found it to be a bit similar. You know, you're using the map to gain an advantage on your enemy. And look at me right here, missing all my shots. But yeah, so, you know, using the map, yeah, it was really good in terms of gameplay, and I really liked it. It was lots of fun. I must have spent a few hours, maybe, or yeah, I think maybe like an hour playing it till it switched back to free-for-all. And then actually, let's get more into the weapons of this game too. So this game, again, has it's a bit more Quake inspired, rather than the other arena shooters at the time, such as Unreal Tournament. So, you know, Quake, you have your typical weapons, like you have a starting weapon. In this case, the starting weapon is I forgot what it's called. I think it's called the Ion Cannon. It's that weapon that's shooting 3 bolts of plasma at you. I've used it a couple times. Right here, you could probably compare this gun right here to the railgun. I believe it's called the bolt rifle. So it does like around 80 damage, so it takes 2 shots to kill people, but typically it's a good strategy to get the first shot and then follow up with a couple of plasma shots. And then this weapon right now that I have currently, this is the plasma gun. But right now for the holiday season, it is shooting snowballs. Yeah, and right here, here's a grenade launcher. Really good for, you know, shooting them down hallways to make sure enemies don't advance or scaring people off. Yeah, and then the plasma gun is, oh, yeah, a little bit of lag right there. But yeah, the plasma gun, it's good for shooting down, if somebody's following you and you're shooting down the hallway as you're jumping backwards. That's really good to get somebody off your tail. But, you know, the walking backwards type of thing, you really have to know your map to use it that effectively. I've seen lots of high-level players use it in that fashion, where you're just jumping backwards while somebody's on your tail and they just shoot a whole bunch of plasma bolts that way. And the gun has a really high rate of fire, so it does lots of damage per second. And here's me failing with a rocket launcher right there. And of course there's a rocket launcher. I believe the rocket launcher could use a bit of tuning, because right now it is very powerful. It kills you in like 1 shot if you're unarmored. So if you have 100 health and you get directly hit, then you die instantly. But who knows, maybe the damage output is fine by me, but maybe it could be a bit slower or something. Because I have died numerous times when in free-for-all, because all it takes is 1 shot to kill. So if you catch somebody off spawn, where they're very weak and they have little armor, then, you know, you could just blast them, kind of like I did that guy right there. Though I damaged him a bit. But yeah, so maybe, I don't know, I think on this map there's 2 rocket launchers, so maybe have 1 rocket launcher or something. Because if 1 weapon is too powerful, then you don't really get to experience the full sandbox. You know, in arena shooters like this, you really want to be using certain weapons at certain times, so you really want to have an abundance of weapons so that you can use in numerous situations without having one be too powerful. And right now I believe I'm about to go on a rocket launcher rampage in a bit. But yeah, overall, truly recommend this game, and I recommend you try it out. Right now there's a good population to it too. I mean, this is a big thing with arena shooters at this point in time, is they're struggling with the population and all that, because there really hasn't been a big AAA arena shooter, so to say, unless you count Halo, which that isn't, even though they say, but yeah, I'm just blasting people with this rocket launcher right now. Oh, exploded, just exploding people. Look at that, just raining down a rampage of rockets, disgusting. And I ran out of rockets. I'm switching to the bolt shot, or bolt shot. Actually, I kept on calling the bolt rifle the bolt shot for some reason. Oh well. Also, that reminds me, there is a shotgun and a melee weapon in this game. The shotgun, it's pretty unique. It actually shoots in a sort of hex kind of, like a hex sort of style. So you actually know where your shots are going. You know, it's going to shoot that way 100% of the time. There's no randomness to the shotgun whatsoever. And then the melee weapon, right now it looks like a candy cane. It's supposed to be like an axe or a wrench. You could spend money actually on microtransaction, I guess you could call it that, to get different melee weapons, or styled weapons, or skins. Yeah, skins, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. And for that weapon, if a person's unarmored, it'll kill them instantly. It does like 100 damage. And yeah, it's like a single swipe too, so you have to really take your time and be accurate with it too. It's not an easy weapon to use whatsoever. Yeah. And yeah, I guess that's all on the weapons. And I guess that's what all I have to say for now. Definitely in the future I'll be uploading more gameplay of this game right here, maybe a few other commentaries. Definitely a lot of other games too that I have to play and maybe make some videos about that I've found interesting. And unfortunately I did not win this game. Lost 29 to 31. Well, I guess you can't win them all, but definitely pretty good for one of my first games. I've seen people go like 65 kills plus in this game in just one FFA round. Well, guess that's all for now. Anyways, see you on the digital battlefield.